Hey, are you a musician? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find fans for your music using Facebook ads in the best possible way so you don't waste money and you find the people who are most likely to like your music. Let's go! Okay, so we type in business.facebook.com up here, and then I've got several different ad accounts, but you select the one that your business page is registered to. So I'm going to do this from my personal music one, and that's the Curious Incident over here. So we're going to go to this section up here. I'm going to scroll down and we're going to go to Audience Insights. So just to recap, business.facebook.com, you select your account, so that's the name of your page. Then you're going to click this menu item up here, scroll down and go to Audience Insights. Now once you're on this page, you're going to select everyone on Facebook. And then here you can select the country that you want to target. So, starting with the United States, not a bad idea. But generally speaking, for musicians, it's a good idea to start with the big 6 English-speaking countries. So that's the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Ireland, Canada, New Zealand. If you don't sing in English and you want to target a different country, just be wary that there might be a higher chance of bots and fake accounts seeing your ad, which is going to cost you money and it's going to dilute your market. So even if you are singing in a different language, it might be a better idea to target that language in these English-speaking countries instead. So this is the key section that we want to look at over here, this interest targeting section. But now, how do you figure out what interests to put in there in the first place? Well, you already might have a good idea of what other bands or what other artists sound similar to you. You can see this in Spotify. If you go to Spotify, you can see on the side there the similar artists to or fans also listen to. That'll give you some good starting off points. Or you can just ask some of your fans, like, hey, what do you think this sounds like? Or what other artists do you think are similar to this? And you'll get a good starting off point for building your audiences in Facebook. So let's have a quick look at how you do that in, for example, Spotify. Okay, right. So now we're in Spotify. Let's just have a quick little look. Let's use the Black Keys as an example. So we want to get some ideas for who else those fans of the Black Keys might also like. So you can just scroll down here and it says fans also like Dan Auerbach. Makes sense. He's the singer of the Black Keys. They like the Raconteurs. They like the White Stripes. They like the Dead Weather. They like Jack White, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. So let's use those as examples. So we go back to Facebook Insights. Now the main interest we're going to look at is the Black Keys. Okay, so they pop up over here, the Black Keys. So you can see some interesting demographics here sometimes, but don't worry about that too much. You want to click on this Page Likes tab and scroll down a little bit. And then here in the Page Likes section, this is going to show you how likely the fans of the Black Keys are to like these other artists. So the Black Keys fans also really like Gary Clark Jr. They like the Raconteurs, Alabama Shakes, the Avett Brothers, Wilco, the Shins, etc. And you can see how much they like it on this tab here, the Affinity tab. So then you can open up a notepad and then we can say the Black Keys. So that's one of our main audiences. And then underneath the Black Keys, we can say Gary Clark Jr., the Raconteurs, Alabama Shakes, the Avett Brothers, Wilco, the Shins, etc., etc., right? Right, so then that's our first audience. Our first audience is the Black Keys. Now, let's do that for a couple more audiences just so you get the idea. I might zoom through it. But we saw in Spotify, fans also might really like the White Stripes. Okay, so let's go back to Affinity. It's also interesting, the White Stripes did not show up in this Affinity section. So that's giving me the idea that they would be a good audience to target as well. So we go back to this section, you delete the Black Keys, you type in the White Stripes. Especially how the Black Keys and the White Stripes both refer to the keys on a piano, kind of. So that's interesting. The White Stripes, let's go back to our notepad. White Stripes. And then we got Third Man Records, the Raconteurs, the Dead Weather, Jack White, Beck, Primus is in there, Modest Mouse, Cage the Elephants, and then the Black Keys. Alright, so I would recommend you do this for maybe 7 different main audiences, at least 5, but let's say 7 to 10 or 14. You can do this for 14 different key artists up here. Then you're going to go and build out these audiences in Facebook. And the way we do that is by going up here and selecting audiences. Then you click on create audience, and you're going to click on saved audience. Now you're going to name your audience over here. So I'm going to say the first one is the Black Keys and Friends. And then here I'm going to make it my big 6 countries. So I'm going to save it for future reference. So I'm going to add locations in bulk, location type countries, and then United States, United Kingdom, Ireland, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Locations, and then get rid of these little guys. Okay, and then you can save your list to use it again. Add 6 locations. I'm going to call this Big 6. Save list. Now here with the age targeting, because it's music, I'm pretty comfortable dropping it down to 13. Unless your music has like lots of profanity or is very explicit, then you might want to keep it to 18 just to not get your ad account banned. Then in detailed targeting, we type in, let's bring back our notepad over here. So we're going to type in the Black Keys, Gary Clark Jr., etc., etc. So we're going to select the Black Keys. We're going to select Gary Clark Jr. Let's select Alabama Shakes. The David Brothers. Wilco. The Shins. Modest Mouse. Cage the Elephants. Alright, now this is key over here. Potential reach 9.8 million people. You want to ideally keep this around the 5 million people mark, because that gives the Facebook algorithm lots of room to maneuver, but you don't want to make it too broad. So let me try to delete something from here. Let's delete Cage the Elephant, because they're quite big. Then that takes our potential reach down to 2.5 million people. It also gives you a clue that maybe making a Cage the Elephant audience is a good idea. So let's try add in Young the Giant, see if that increases it a little bit. 2.6 million, not bad. Okay, we'll just keep it at this 2.6 million for now. And then we're going to go to create saved audience. And then that'll pop up in your audiences tab as the Black Keys and Friends saved audience 2.6 million. Now let's just do that for the White Stripes. But again, you would be replicating this for all of the main artists that you think and that your fans think that you sound similar to. So I'll just breeze through this and fast forward it. Okay, so you can see here the potential audience size is 5.1 million people. Now, it's a good idea to exclude some of the big ones that you have here in your other audience. So you can exclude now the reason why we're excluding these people is because you don't want to be competing with yourself. You don't want there to be too much overlap between the audiences that you have created. So obviously you want to exclude the main artists from the other saved audiences that you've created. So we're going to exclude the Black Keys. We're probably going to exclude Gary Clark Jr. here. Let's exclude Modest Mouse. Cool. So that takes our audience down from 5.1 million to 4.8. Obviously, that's quite a big difference. That extra 300,000 people you would then have been competing with between your different ad sets. So let's go create saved audience. Again, you're going to do this for all 10 or 14 of the main artists that you can think of. But now we've done that for the White Stripes, but we need to go back to the Black Keys and exclude the the white stripes at least from that audience. So we go back there, we go edit, we're going to click on exclude, and we're going to type in the white stripes. Yeah, that still gives us a pretty healthy audience of 2.5 million. So then let's go to update. You click on both of these, then you click this tool here, and you go show audience overlap. Ideally, you don't want there to be a big overlap between your audiences so that you won't be competing against them. And that is really good. It's only got a 5% audience overlap, and that is because we excluded the white stripes from the black keys, and we excluded the black keys from the white stripes, and so on and so forth. Right, so once you've got your audiences done like that, let me show you an example of some of the ones I made for my own music. So for my own music, I made one like Ed Sheeran and indie rock, so they have to like Ed Sheeran and indie rock, and I'm excluding countries like the USA and Canada. So that's basically the rest of the world except for the USA and Canada. I've got another one for 21 Pilots and Friends, and as you can see here, these are all the other ones I'm excluding to make sure that it is as accurate as possible and so that there's not much overlap between the audiences. Cat Empire, No Doubt, 1975, The Killers, Arctic Monkeys, Red Hot Chili Peppers, etc., etc. So basically you get all of these audiences, and then when you go to make your ads, so let's go back here, go to Ads Manager, create new campaign. You're going to take your video, preferably a performance video without a big intro. You're going to click on video views. The point that I want to show you is that in terms of your targeting, you would then click here, use save audience, and you can then select the audience that you've just made. So white stripes. You'd select the white stripes and friends. Then you create the rest of your ad, you choose your budget. Obviously don't choose such a high daily budget when just starting out. You just want to test basically how well these audiences perform. So here's an example of one of my ones. You can see here, this was the one audience I ran to, 21 Pilots and Friends. I ran to the Ed Sheeran plus indie rock. I ran to the Kooks, Mystery Jets, Crystal Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you can see they all have the same ad. This is the ad, this is the ad set. So if we look at the ad quickly, you select your Facebook page, your Instagram page, you upload your copy like that. You can see this one did pretty well, got quite a lot of shares, quite a lot of comments. And to stack all of this social proof, because you're going to have all these different ads running, you want them to all run to the same ad. So what I did, I'd actually posted that ad on the page. So then you can just go here and you can select this section over here. You can say use existing post, and then you select that. You can do that for all of your different ad sets. Now, again, just for that campaign, I spent £2,000. But from that £2,000, you can see that 27,000 people watched at least 3/4 of the video. And that's amazing because these are cold people. They've never heard of the band before. They've never heard of any of the music. They're in Facebook. There's lots of distractions, but they're still sticking around to watch 3/4 of the video. They can then go and like the page. They might find the song on Spotify. There's just so many options. You can retarget them. So if we work that out in terms of a cost per 75 video view, you take your total amount spent. So that is, let me get the calculator up. So the total amount spent was 2056. We divide that by the total number of 75 video views, so it's 27280. So it was costing me just 0.07 cents per 75 video viewer. Now if I said to you, hey, how much would you pay for someone that's never heard of you before to listen to over 2.5 minutes of your song? I'm pretty sure you'd be happy to pay 7 cents per person. Now there's obviously a lot that goes into making these ads successful and to make them work. I just wanted this to be a little bit of an inspiration that it is possible to find people that are most likely to like your stuff. In that example, I was spending 7 cents to get people to listen to over 2.5 minutes that had never heard of my song before. So I'm really chuffed with that, really excited I've managed to replicate that. I work for a music marketing agency and we do that for our clients all the time as well. So there is loads of hope as a smaller independent artist to find your audience online using things like Facebook ads, getting ads into Instagram and growing that way. So I hope this video was inspirational. As I said, I work for a music marketing agency. I also do it freelance as well. So if you want help doing it, maybe you have a day job that's taking up way too much of your time and you don't have the time to do this stuff yourself, but you do have a little bit of extra budget to invest in your music career, you can book a free consult call with me. Just click the Calendly link in the description down below. It's a free 30-minute consultation about how we can work together for me to grow your fan base using Facebook ads, email marketing, grow you on Spotify, get more likes on all your socials, and increase your revenue from merch sales as well. Make sure you tickle the like button and subscribe for more videos. I make my own music videos, I make music reaction videos, and I make music marketing videos every Sunday. Watch these videos next. Thanks so much for supporting. Peace out.